Okay, yesterday, well, first of all, sorry about the heat in here.
Thank you.
We turn it on and the sun comes out.
The dang
Go
button.
figure. And it's in the 70s, so supposed to get back in the 30s, I think, this weekend. So it's chill. All right, so yesterday in the faculty meeting, we got to the trifecta of accountability, 3 things. Without looking at your sheet, who could tell me what one of those things was? USC scores, all right, that's 1. Graduation rate is 2. What's the 3rd thing? Yeah, ACT, work keys, SAT, things like that. All right, so we talked a little bit yesterday in the faculty meeting about the graduation rate and giving you those numbers. We're not really going to get back into that today. We're going to say that for Stacey Carlton's going to give us a presentation on that in the coming weeks, and we'll actually start associating some of those names with those students. And then also looking at kids, kind of like the Fab 50, but expanding it to more grade levels, because really those are kids that are at risk, that are in danger, that aren't missing yet, but could very easily be on that road. So we'll start taking a look at that in a little bit more detail later. A couple of things I'm going to talk to you today affect each one of those things. I remembered that thing that I was going to mention yesterday in the faculty meeting. I actually remembered it after Mr. Roberts started passing out the chocolate. But once he passed out the chocolate, there's like no going back to anything. So it was done. So anyways, what I was going to mention yesterday, we talked about ACT and how starting the 2nd semester, we're going to start addressing that with a test prep class for ACT. There'll be, students could benefit if they're taking an SAT too, but with the requirement that the state put on kids last year, it's in our best interest, in our kids' best interest that we prep for ACT. So we'll start doing that 2nd semester this year. But one of the things that we really need to look at systemically for our school is how are we prepping kids for ACT? Is there a pathway that we can put them on to be able to do that? We do that in the 9th grade. Think about it. We funnel all kids through college and career readiness, right? So we're looking at, well, can we do the same thing for ACT prep? For example, we could look at our top tier kids, honors, AP kids in 10th grade, because you remember they have to take ACT as a 3rd year student. Typically, that's any junior. So can we target those top tier kids the spring semester of their sophomore year, and the fall semester of the junior year target that mid-tier student, and then right before the test get that lower tier student and work with them every day right before they take the test. That could be a pathway that's one of those blocks that we're already filling in for them. Because remember, that kind of leads me to another point that I was going to mention yesterday. We've gone from asking kids to be successful several years ago with 7 units in 1 year, to now we're asking them to be successful with 8 units in 1 year on a 4x4 schedule. And we know, and I know Mr. Thomason sees it in the academy, kids come, and I'm telling you from the middle school, I know that there are kids that come out of 8th grade who will absolutely struggle and very likely will fail 9th grade. And we already know that, but yet we're not doing anything differently. We kind of know that, and we just push them into all right, good luck with 8 units. So we're looking at a way to change that up for next year. No, I'm not saying we're doing away with it. We're not doing away with it, so don't repeat that. But can we ask those kids that are struggling to be successful with 6 units instead of 8? Can we prescribe a pathway for them starting from the 8th grade, saying, in their 8th grade IGP, here is your pathway to graduation. We want you to be successful, and let us help you do that by going this route. We offer Algebra 1 AB in in the academy. So we're looking at, is that an option that we can we expand that to kids that need it for English 1? Because there are kids that come out of 8th grade, especially academy folks, you see it, they struggle. They really, really struggle with ELA. That spills over in their science and social studies and other classes. Is that something that we can expand to the sophomore year with, or beyond, with an Algebra 2 or an English 2? So that, obviously the way that those courses run could take up another block too with labs. So asking a kid to be successful with 6 that we know is very likely would even struggle with those 6 is much more manageable than asking them to be successful with 8. It also, if you go back to some of the statistics and reasons why kids drop out, one of those things is because they fail. They get behind, they fail early, they get behind early. When you get behind, it's a whole lot easier to quit than if you experience, another one of those reasons they're not experiencing success. They don't like school, they feel like the teachers are against them. And that all happens when they don't get out of the gates good, when they don't have a good start. So those are some things that we're looking at into next year to, as a system to help address some of those areas that could affect graduation rate, that could affect EOC scores, things like that. Today we're going to talk about something more immediate that we can do to help our students with work keys. I'm going to start off with a video. It's actually a news clip, a 4-minute news clip from some station up in Wisconsin. So don't let the northern accent throw you off. It's the same stuff that's happening here. They're just saying it with the northern accent. Okay. Here we go.
All right, guys.
11th grader in Wisconsin is required to take the ACT. Today, that test was given at schools across the state. It's part of Wisconsin's new effort to ensure all students are career and college ready. Students will also be taking a second test created by ACT that measures job skills. Lisa joins us now with details in tonight's assignment education report.
Mike, that second test is called Work Keys. Every 11th grader in Wisconsin will be required to take that test tomorrow. Most of us know the ACT is a college admissions exam, but Work Keys is all new for students and employers.
Hi there, how are you doing today?
Megan Bush has worked at Festival Foods for 3 years.
I love working here.
She landed the job as a junior in high school.
I applied online, it's all online.
When she was brought in for her interview, the grocery store was searching for one particular quality.
We're really looking for customer service skills.
Were you able to find everything you were looking for?
But there are other important skills that are useful for cashiers.
Having that good, multitasking, organization skills, depending on if you're going to be working with money, cash handling experience is always beneficial to us as well.
Here's 36 cents, 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Whether someone has the right skills for a specific job can be measured by a test created by ACT called Work Keys.
It's a very different test than the ACT.
The test is a job skills assessment that analyzes basic skills required by employers.
It's 3 different tests, 45 minutes in length, and it will test them in the area of careers, information that they need to be ready for a career.
It's more applied math, more applied reading, applied writing, rather than theoretical or something you might get in a college class.
If you go online and you can take sample questions, they start off pretty easy and then they go up in levels and they become a little bit more difficult.
Here's an example of a level 3 math question. Test takers are asked to perform a single subtraction operation and numbers are presented in logical order. A level 7 math question is much more complex, including multiple steps of calculation and math conversions. After taking the test, every 11th grader in the state will receive a Work Keys score report and a National Career Readiness Certificate.
Depending on how they do on their Work Keys assessment, depends on which level of certificate they receive.
There are 7 levels of test questions. Students who score at least a level 3 on all 3 ACT Work Keys exams will earn a bronze certificate. Students who score a level 4 will receive a silver certificate. Level 5 students get a gold certificate, and level 6 and 7 receives platinum.
So
So if a student, for example, wants to go work at McDonald's or work in retail, the certificate can be one source that the businesses use to see the skill level of the students, because you need different skills for different types of jobs. So it really brings more opportunity for our students.
Megan did not need a work keys assessment to get her job at Festival, but the Human Resources Department says the National Career Readiness Certificate could be beneficial to applicants in the future.
If we had a few candidates in front of us, and some of them, they were all equally as personable, and they all had great customer service skills, having, some extra backing to determine whether they're gonna be a good fit with the company or whether they have longevity with us, and that would definitely be beneficial for us.
Okay.
The Work Keys test is designed to help employers select, hire, and train the right person for the job.
So have a great day.
Wisconsin is one of 18 states.
Okay, so WorkKeys has 3 assessments associated with it. You remember what they are? Applied math. What else? Reading for information. And locating information. Okay. So those are the 3 tests. Within those, they have different level of questions. Okay. It's kind of like if any of y'all have ever been exposed to the MAP test, measures for academic progress. It's kind of like that. It's tiered in the way that questions are posed to the students. So level 3 would kind of be your softball type, and I don't mean to offend anybody that likes softball, but I mean like a slow pitch versus like a Randy Johnson 98-mile-an-hour fastball pitch. So it's your lower level question. On up to level 6 and 7 are going to be, I really got to think about it. Yeah, I might even have a formula sheet that can help me, but I'm having to do a lot of thinking here and reasoning. Okay, so the way that the kids get certificates, you heard this in the video, but so they get one overall certificate based on the level that they score for each one of those tests. But whatever, so let's say a kid gets a 5 in applied mathematics, a 5 in locating information, but a 4 in reading for information. They will get a silver certificate. Okay, it's not quite an average of all 3. All right, so we're going to do as the students will have to do. We're going to look at 3 different examples of problems. Okay, so you got some scratch paper there at your table. The first problem, I'm going to put it up here on the board, but it's a little hard to read unless you're sitting up here at front. So I'm actually going to pass these out, so you can look at these. I'm going to pass these out. Do not turn them over until I say go, because I want you to work through them all at the same time. Whoever thinks that they have the question correct, stand up and let me come check your work. I want to see the math worked out. I don't want to see an A, B, C, or D. Again, don't turn it over yet. I don't want to see an A, B, C, or D. You're going to have to be able to explain how you got the answer that you did. If you don't have it correct, I won't crush your educational future and tell you no. I'll say, let's look at that a little more closely. And that is your cue too. That you got it wrong, go back and look at it. Okay?
Can kids take this more than once, or is it a one-time deal?
We don't, as a state, only offer it to them once. I think they could pay, just like they could pay to take it again. It could, likely at a testing center or something like that. So, all right, everybody have a half sheet of paper? Okay, ready? Go. Yes, sir.